everybody, and welcome back to CJfarmGrit.
So as my sister and I are editing this video, we felt like it was worth mentioning that in this video, the scene changes are different days. My sister is spraying and it's a sunny day, but then later on in the video, it changes to a windy and rainy day, and we didn't want you guys to think that she had sprayed and then all the rain washed it away. So the scene changes in this video are different days. Not all the time that we change scenes are they different days. Sometimes it's the same day, sometimes they're different days. So that you guys wouldn't be confused or anything, we thought we should tell you, but yeah.
So you guys might have heard of a moth called a coddly moth. Those are just like wretched in the apples. So to prevent those, before all of our apples bloom, we have to go through and hang up what are called pheromone strips. So we hang up the pheromone strips as mating disruptors for the coddly moth. It's the scent of the pheromone strips that confuses the moths not to mate. We need to control these coddly moths because they will lay their eggs either directly on the apple or near the leaf of the apple. And if that egg gets fertilized, it will feed on the flesh and core of the apple, leading to visible holes, which we do not want. Our field guys also set like sticky traps in the orchard, and based off of how many coddly moths fly in the trap, we then know when and what to spray throughout the season for further prevention of this pesky little moth. Well, it's not that little. But we have to actually walk through in the grannies and put them on, because if we go through on that platform that you saw in those last clips, it will break the branches of the Granny Smith apple because the apple tree is bigger and it is not on a trellis. So we just go for a nice little walk in the orchard, hanging up the pheromone strips, and we need those pipes because we need to do it up as high as we can on the apple tree so the smell just radiates down the whole tree. So almost all of our apple varieties we have are almost all in full bloom. They're not there yet, they're just blooming. But to pollinate the flower, we have a bee guy come and drop off these cartons. It's behind me. I'm not gonna get too close because there's already bees flying around. But we basically rent the bees to pollinate the apples. The carton is up there, and there's another one like up at the top. So I'm in the Granny Smith, organic Granny Smith apples right now. Dad, I'm almost out of spray. He was spraying, I'm just switching him. So we have to wait until it's 50% bloom to spray the lime sulfur for thinning, because 50% of the blooms of the flower are open and pollinated, but these ones that are closed, we want to spray so that it burns like the inside of it and the bees don't pollinate it. So I'm spraying thinning spray in the grannies. See, I haven't sprayed in a while, so I should turn on my PTO. So the reason we thin is because we don't want, if every single flower bloomed and was pollinated, then it would cause overcrowding of all the apples and they would just be smushed together. So we want to have a good apple to have space to grow and mature.
Every post that gets pulled out gets replaced with a new one. Now we get back to work and pick up some more. Now this is the pile after 2 days of work. The guy already came and picked these up. But now we're gonna go fix some anchor wire, but that's the wood post pile.
So it rained last night and a little into the morning. So Dad was in a little bit of a rush this morning because the temperature is just right, and with the moisture that the rain brought, the apples are vulnerable to fire blight. Fire blight is a deadly disease for the apple. It will get in, I do believe it's a fungus, that's what Dad said. So the fungus will get into the apple blossom, like the bud, and it will like the flower of the apple, it will get in and it will just start at the bud, go into the branch, and then the whole tree will be dead wood. And it spreads like wildfire, fire blight. So I'm spraying for fire blight right now in the Cosmic Crisp.
I was trying to, in the last video, I asked your guys' opinion on what we should put in these tires on the Beast. And a lot of you came through, and I appreciate the comments. I was set on putting, I called it composite, but it's actually called bioballast. I was set on putting that in. That's what we were gonna do. But then you guys, a lot of you commented and said beet juice, which is also called rim guard, apparently. And I saw an ad for that on YouTube a long time ago. I was like, why would anybody put beet juice in their tires? I thought it was pretty dumb. Like, just kind of like a scam, kind of. Anyways, so I want to thank you for bringing the comments, and that's what we're gonna do now, is put beet juice in this thing. We don't have them in yet, but we will. In a bit, beet juice, rim guard. So yeah, I appreciate that.
So fun fact about the Cosmic Crisp apples. So we have to spray lime sulfur, which is thinning, a thinning spray, so there's not so many apples that they just like clump together. So we spray that. We only have to do it in, of the varieties we have, we only have to do it in the Grannies, the Honey Crisp, and the 2 different types of galas. We do not have to do it in the Cosmic Crisp because they are self-thinning. So that's the nice thing about the Cosmic Crisp. We might have to, later in the season, once there's like a apple, like a little apple, we might have to come through and hand thin, but we do not have to spray for thinning. But everything is heating up very quickly on the farm. Like, it's going to be like 72, scorching hot today. And the weeds are growing. So just finished spraying the Cosmic Crisp apples for fire blight. Now on to the galas. We arrived at the galas. Now we're spraying the galas for fire blight.
So I'm doing sprinklers again today, and this post supposed to have that sprinkler on it. It's right there. You see that little white pipe right here? And so I have to dig it out. So we got that dug out. I have to cut this pipe because this coupler cannot be used anymore. So now we're going to glue this coupler onto the one that's stuck down there, and then glue this onto here. Yeah. And now we push. Make sure it's on there good.
So now that we're done with brush pulling, I'm going to unhook the mower. I will wash it off after I'm done, after I hook it up to the other tractor. There it is. Going to unhook this, hook it to another tractor, because some spots it was tight and this mower is like really, really long, and we just had to unhook the mower and just brush pull it, and then we have to mow it later. So I'm gonna unhook this, hook it to another tractor so we can go mow that. Go grab the other tractor. Okay, I got the tractor. It is the Beast. Gotta pull the drawbar. First try. the beast. So we use these springs. We put it, because these, the 3-point, the arms, these two, when they're unhooked, they sway back and forth. So they'll be, when you're like doing something like, when you don't have something hooked up with a gondola where you're pulling it by the drawbar, these will be swinging back and forth and be whacking the tire. Because these right here, these you tighten and loosen those, so this whole mower doesn't sway back and forth like this, and it'll whack the tires and eat up the inside of it. So this is a prime example. You have this mower. Okay, so now I'm mowing in the Beast. That's what I'm calling this tractor from now on, the Beast. The Beast tractor. All this grass is volunteer cover crop that came up from last year when we planted. Doing a pretty nice job. That's what the grape bed looks like. Pink and yellow and white. Anyways, looks pretty cool. You see, just like, if you look closely, you can see just a bunch of pink.
So a little fun fact about CJfarmGrit, us 4 siblings, is we can all talk with a British accent. I don't know what it is. We haven't even been to the country, but I feel like some words were made to say with the British accent. Like, can you give me a glass of water, please? Like, that's water, not water. I don't know, it's weird. Water sounds more like the word water when it's said water. Give me a glass of water, please. And I've done the British accent a couple times in some of our videos, because that's just, it's natural for me to talk like that. And when we go through and edit the videos, my sister's like, they're gonna think we're British. And I said, well then, heck, they might as well think we're from the South too. I can do that one too. I've done it a couple times in some of our videos and like the bloopers. Okay, so the first recording, when we first started our YouTube channel, we were just doing shorts, and then people we were getting comments saying that they wanted longer videos, and so we were doing longer videos, and it was just so awkward talking to a camera. It was for all of us. It was an adjustment that had to be made. It was just so awkward. I didn't want to talk in front of anybody, like, because I mean, right now, as I speak, I'm sitting in a tractor by myself talking to a screen. But it's not until we upload it that you guys see it. But it's fine now. Where was I going with this?
So it's been a couple hours later, and I just remembered why I brought that thought up. So with filming in the beginning, like the first couple of videos, there was a lot of bloopers because it was like mess ups and just having awkward talking to the camera. And so naturally we thought with the more videos we would make, the less bloopers we'll have. But we've been finding that is quite the opposite.
Any of you out there thinking we're from the South or that we're British, we're not. Anyway, if I'm bored and I'm straight by myself, talking to a screen in different accents. We can even do an Irish accent. I feel like all you have to do is really pronounce the O's. I live in Ireland. I'm supposed to be the 21st century and still home. Anyway, I've rambled you guys all to sleep.
As you see, this anchor, this is down, the post here, the anchor's here. Oh. That goes up there. This comes back through the anchor hole. We have this very high-tech, very futuristic high-tech tool. It is a 12mm wrench welded onto a metal bar. So watch. So the anchor's up here, and then we need it tight. So first down here, I use the whole of the 12mm, put it around these 2 wire ends, and wrap it around, just like that. Okay, so it's still loose. So now, it's usually not this close to the post. It's usually out a little bit more. But then we twist this up to get it tight. We got some of it off camera, but now this anchor's going. This anchor's good. So we need a spot where we have empty wire. Then we grab this thing. I think it's called a come along. So you hook this end to the post. Then this, close up. So this will open, and the wire goes in between there. And as you get it tighter, it pulls the wire harder and harder. So it just uses friction. We'll hook it to this one. Usually this is different because this wood isn't here, but I mean we can't cut it. Look, there's some right here, so we can, if we cut it down here, yeah, let's do that. Here, and break this off because it's dead. Maybe. Do you have a saw in there?
Wait, yeah, we do have a saw in here. Wait, there is one.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I remember that.
I found it yesterday.
So this part's dead. That. Goes in there. Okay. Now we start cranking this thing. And I'll tighten it up. And this anchor, it'll pull the anchor and it'll set this wire down into the post. It'll pull the post this way as I crank it. So that's what the anchor's for, to keep it from just going just like that. Pretty tight. Then we grab these crimpers and these crimp. So this goes on the wire, and then we open these up. It goes right in there, and then this squeezes it. Okay. Now we got our wire here. So it goes on right here. This slides right on. Ooh, it's raining hard. That goes on right there. Usually we have more wire here, but this was okay. And it just squeezes that, whatever it's made out of, together. It goes, then loops to its own hole again. Oh, it's soaked. To the top of the post. See, so now this wire's gonna get tight as I loosen this.
Looks like snow on camera.
So now all this is tight and good, so I loosen this. Maybe. Okay. Off. This comes off. Now we have a standing post. It's raining hard. So that's what we do. We We have like plenty to do here, and we need to find cover.
So in the last video we posted, we just want to clarify some things. I'm still learning the YouTube lingo. So Camel City Mill reached out to us. They sent us a pair of socks and said if you like them, if you don't like them, whatever, what you think of them, and if you like them, do a review on it. So it was more of a collaboration. We were not sponsored. The code will be in the description for those of you who watched the video but are on the edge of buying the socks. Go buy them. Use our code. The link will be in the description.
So with the Camel City Mill socks, in case none of you have had merino wool before and you don't know how to wash it, what we do is we turn them inside out, put them in a mesh laundry bag, and we wash them in cold water, and then we hang them up to dry. It says that on the Camel City Mill sleeve that they put the socks in. And if you're in a rush and you need the socks, you could put them on the dryer on low heat, but if not, just hang them up to dry. That's what we do. If you didn't know that, now you know.
We were in the tractor. Because it's kind of louder in the tractor because the throttle's all the way forward, we have to, on our mics, talking to you guys, we have to have a noise cancellation. But the mics we had, it's made our voice sound all tinny. Do we sound better? Hopefully we do. Hopefully we sound better. Let us know if let us know if we still need to be on the hunt for new mics for you guys.
It's blowing right on me. Where's my spray suit when you need it? Oh, take a deep breath. Maybe you can smell the flowers of the apple trees. It smells really good out here. These are our Honeycrisp apples, and they are also all blooming. So this is the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Where's it going?
Forgetting what I need to say. When I told it to you, I said it perfectly, but now that I'm actually telling them, I'm forgetting.
Now on to the grannies. Nope. Stay listening.
Hey, you're bugging my eye.
No?
Shaking. Freaking bug like she's like a bullet right here.
It's hot. Hello everybody. How do I come back to CJfarmGrit? The powers of the sun. They're cringy. That was weird.
It is awesome. Awful.
Really quickly, stop looking at me.
What did you think that was?
Because I can see you in my perfume.
I am not liking this hotter weather. Because I have to go all the way around up to the top because somebody decided to lock the gates. Let's go. Yeah, I have to go around the whole flipping place.